The desert was silent that evening. Not the peaceful kind of silence. The kind that makes the wind sound like whispers. Rango walked slowly across the endless sand. His red Hawaiian shirt fluttered in the hot desert wind. His bright orange eyes scanned the horizon carefully. This part of the desert was strange. Even the insects refused to sing here. Rango adjusted his cowboy stance and squinted toward the distance. Something metal was sticking out of the sand. A shape, long, rusty, impossible. A train. An old abandoned train sat alone in the middle of the desert, half buried in sand as if the earth had tried to swallow it. Broken windows, rusty wheels, doors hanging open. Rango slowly approached it. His thin tail curled tighter behind him. The air felt colder the closer he got. A wooden sign near the train tracks leaned sideways in the sand. The faded letters were barely visible. Last stop, Dust Valley. Rango stepped onto the metal stairs of the train. The door creaked open with a long, painful sound. Inside the train, everything was empty. Dust covered the seats. Cobwebs stretched across the ceiling. The air smelled old. Too old. Rango walked down the narrow hallway between the seats. Something about the place felt wrong. Like the train was waiting for something to return. Rango whispered quietly, "Well, partner, looks like this train missed its last ride." Then suddenly, a loud metallic clang. The train door slammed shut behind him. Rango froze. The desert outside went silent. And somewhere deep inside the train, a bell rang. Ding. Rango slowly turned around. The train that had been empty a moment ago was no longer empty. Figures now sat in the seats. Dozens of them. Animal passengers. A fox wearing an old suit. A raccoon holding a broken suitcase. A desert owl with hollow eyes. A coyote mother holding a small pup. They were all sitting perfectly still, their eyes staring forward. Not moving. Not blinking. Rango swallowed nervously. His orange eyes widened. Now that is something you do not see every day. He slowly walked past the first seat. The fox passenger turned its head. Slowly. Too slowly. His voice came out like dry wine through bones. The fox whispered, "Welcome aboard." Rango stopped walking. He looked closer. The passengers looked wrong. Their fur was pale. Their bodies slightly transparent. And their eyes, empty, like something had already taken their souls. Suddenly, the train lights flickered on. One by one, the entire train cabin filled with dim yellow light. More passengers appeared. Rows and rows of animals. Some with broken bones. Some with dusty clothes. Some with hollow eyes. Rango whispered, "Okay, Rango, stay calm. This is just some kind of weird desert party." Then the train whistle screamed loudly. Oh, the entire train shook. But the wheels did not move. Because the train was not traveling through the desert. It was traveling somewhere else. The passengers slowly turned their heads toward Rango. All at the same time. Every single one of them spoke together. Next stop, the Afterlife. Heavy footsteps echoed from the back of the train. Clack, clack, clack. A tall shadow moved slowly down the aisle. The passengers became silent again, their heads turning forward like obedient statues. The shadow stepped into the dim light. It was the conductor, a tall skeletal vulture wearing a torn black conductor uniform. His wings were thin like bones. His eyes glowed faintly blue, and his beak curved into a smile that was far too calm. The conductor stopped in front of Rango. He spoke in a deep, echoing voice. "Tickets, please." Rango blinked slowly. "Now hold on there, feathered fella. I do not remember buying a ticket." The conductor leaned closer. His voice became colder. "Everyone on this train has a ticket." He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small black card. He handed it to Rango. Rango slowly looked down at it. The card read, "Passenger name, Rango." Rango's orange eyes widened. "Well, that is mighty strange, because last time I checked, I was still alive." The conductor smiled wider. His glowing eyes dimmed. "That is what they all say." Suddenly, the train lights flickered violently. The passengers started whispering. Soft, broken whispers. "Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us." Rango backed away slowly. His cowboy instincts finally kicked in. "Now listen here, partner. I am not taking this ride today." He turned and ran toward the train door. The hallway stretched longer, much longer than before. The door looked farther away, like the train itself was trying to trap him. The conductor's voice echoed behind him. "The train only stops once.